Well, damn, I didn't expect people to actually be interested in this. So, alright, I'll honor my promise, and as a thank you for voting, I will do the what if. So, here we go. In Coexistence, the Digidestined were fighting the mega form of Meicoomon known as Raguelmon. And things went downhill really damn quickly when Alphamon entered the picture, and Ophanimon Fallen Down mode happened, and then it created Ordinmon, and shit went bananas. However, one thing that was never considered by the cast was trying to purify the Apocalymon shard inside of Meicoomon. So, that's where this what if comes in. What if Meicoomon was purified? Because honestly, I think it is very much possible for that shard of Apocalymon to be purified and Meicoomon to be a normal Digimon again. Largely because we have a Digimon of Light literally in the series, more specifically its Ultimate/Mega mode, that I could potentially see as a source for purifying that kind of data. I don't know, maybe it's impossible, and the 6th movie, which will be coming out this week, will explain that it can't be, but for the sake of this what if, let's assume that it can. Everything's going normally as it did in the 5th movie. They're in the digital world, Jessamon sucks at his job, all that crap. But here's where things change. After Mei and Tai agree to kill Meicoomon, things seem pretty hopeless, all that crap, but then TK steps in saying, no, I still think it's possible to save Meicoomon without killing her, and then Kari gets a flashback to when Angewomon used the Holy Arrow on Meicoomon, and that's when it hits her. Wait a minute, what if we do what we did with Meicoomon, but do it to Meicoomon, to purify? It's possible, isn't it? And then Daigo, finally doing something in this goddamn series, says, yes, that could be possible because Meicoomon has a single shard of Apocalymon. It's possible that can be purified because, keep in mind guys, it was stated in the movie that it has a shard of it. It didn't explicitly state that it was created from Apocalymon, so it's possible that if that shard is purified or gone, Meicoomon could still exist. So hearing all this information, Tai and the others shout out their Digimon to give their power to Angewomon, just like in the first series when they did it to Meicoomon. So Raguelmon tries to attack Angewomon because, you know, she's not going to let that happen. But Angewomon's going to use Saint Air to hold it in place, so for the sake of this, let's assume that they give some of their power to Angewomon, fires the attack, but it barely does a lot of damage to Raguelmon. Everyone else is just shocked by this. They thought, oh shit, that would have worked, and then they begin to doubt themselves. Their one trump card to potentially save her failed. They might not have any choice now. And they begin to think, you know what, maybe we have no choice, maybe we do have to kill her. And then Kari could get a flashback to the Dark Sea when she was saved by Yole and the like, and remembers that she is the light, she can save the digital world alongside everyone else, and as a result of this, her hope is restored, she overcomes the darkness inside her, she becomes the Digidestined's light, and we get Ophanimon. So everyone obviously is surprised by this. They didn't expect Kari had this much darkness, or could it potentially overcome it, or even the possibility it could evolve into something like this. But Ophanimon's energy, just like Angewomon from the original series, callback, heals the Digimon, and they try to do the attack again, but with Ophanimon. So with all the energy completely pooled, and at this point Raguelmon is still frozen in place, so there's that. Ophanimon uses her ultimate attack, composed of all the energy to purify Apocalymon with the power of all the Digidestined's crests, known as Eden's Javelin. It hits Raguelmon, then cuts to the shard of Apocalymon inside it. We could have a flashback when Apocalymon got beaten in the original series, before it cuts back to the shard either being completely destroyed or being completely purified. With that, the shard is either gone or purified, and Meicoomon is saved. The infection threat is gone, she's no longer the threat, it's done. The other Megas could revert back to normal, save for Ophanimon, and there's a reason for that, I'm getting to that. And then with Raguelmon reverting back into Meicoomon or something, her and Mei could have a tearful reunion, Mei could thank everyone else for saving Meicoomon, everything's all happy-dory. Even Jessamon comes to them, admitting that that option was never considered, and he can now feel the balance begin to return due to the infection being gone. And yeah, that may be kind of stupid given how Jessamon was trying to kill it earlier, but let's be fair, Trias had numerous narrative conveniences already. Balance is beginning to restore, everything's still happy-dory, but then Alphamon gets right back up and stabs Ophanimon. Alphamon then begins to speak under the will of Yggdrasil and says that she has betrayed their god, and then as a result of this, the will of Yggdrasil leaves Alphamon's body and it infects Ophanimon, turning her into a fallen angel whilst possessing her with Yggdrasil's will. But as a result of this, because it was revealed that Alphamon was also an agent of Yggdrasil, it was containing its will, all of it is gone, and Alphamon is disintegrating. The others are just shocked by this. They didn't expect this to happen at all, and there's nothing they can do about it. Yggdrasil says, under the body of Ophanimon, now the world is going to be destroyed, and then he takes off for the real world. But Ty's not willing to give up, and is prepared to stop it. But then Justmon stops them after one of them asks about Yggdrasil, and then it could end with something like, let me tell you about Yggdrasil. And then, bam, that's the end of the 5th movie. And then we move on to movie 6, which admittedly we have known nothing about at this point in time, so for the sake of this is going to turn into less of a what if, but more of a what would happen if I wrote this bit. So we cut to the 6th movie, future or whatever. Sometime after 02 before this series, some scientists wanted to create a program to potentially stop another major crisis in the digital world that can endanger the human world, but also inspect similar worlds made of data, largely because of the threats in the first 2 series. And so the scientists came up with a program to potentially surpass homeostasis and protect those worlds. This program's name? Tree of the 9 Worlds. But what happened was that as this program was being made, that data was being sent to the digital world, and it was so bad that it slowly started to infect the world. Homeostasis was aware of this and decided to seal off that area in order to prevent the digital world from being destroyed. However, that infected data slowly started to evolve and change over time. Keep in mind, this was supposed to surpass homeostasis, and homeostasis is a living organism in the digital world. So it has the potential to evolve and change, and that's exactly what it would do in this case. It spent the next 2 years evolving and changing, and by the end of it, it was under a new name, Yggdrasil, and it wanted revenge. On homeostasis, on the digital world, it wanted to make its own dimension to rule. And he started by creating Dark Genai. What happened to the scientists that made Tree of the 9 Worlds? Well, with them being unable to access the digital world anymore, they likely were just moved on other projects, and the thing was just swept under the rug by the government, potentially. So why did it appear in the 4th movie and not be mentioned in the other movies? This is where Meicoomon comes in. See, as Meicoomon started to worsen the digital world in movie 3, that sealed area from homeostasis got weakened as a result. The barrier around that sealed area started to weaken, and Yggdrasil was preparing to strike. When the reboot happened, there was no seal on that area anymore, and Yggdrasil started to make more moves on the digital world, making it worse and all that crap, and that was when Dark Genai also started making his moves in that movie as well. And now it believes it's stronger than humans and Digimons, and its plan? Affect the human world by turning it into another world of data for him to rule all the worlds. How? Because in this instance, the human world would be the centerpiece for all these other digital worlds around it. In order to do that, it would need a strong host. And what better host than a Digimon described as the Holy Mother? Yep, Ophanimon. So Justmon gives this backstory, the others prepare to go into the digital world, and Justmon joins them saying, I or homeostasis may not be strong enough, but maybe if we can do it together, we can achieve the balance that we need to save both worlds. Mei and Kari could have a touching moment where Mei says that since she saved her Digimon, she's going to help save Kari's, they could have a hug or something, and then they prepare for their final fight, while Daigo goes off to deal with Dark Genai. Daigo finds him, and this could be where Dark Genai admits, before the reboot happened, Yggdrasil sealed them too after they were beaten by Alphamon. Yggdrasil was able to seal them behind a wall, but a weaker one. And then when the reboot happened, it would have just strengthened the wall too. So yeah, they admit this, and Daigo and Genai could have their fight. Obviously, Daigo's not going to do much against Genai, but Daigo had a plan for this. He brought something with him, which I'm going to get to in a moment. So they fight for a bit. Genai's pretty much going to win the fight because he's literal data. Daigo can't really do too much damage to Genai, and then Genai could grab a sword or a knife and just stabs Daigo through the stomach and then chest or something. But before Daigo passes out in the leg, he just shoves his fist into Genai's chest. Obviously, it's data, so he's not going to be able to do much damage before he opens his fist and presses a button. What did he put inside his chest? An EMP. Yep. When it's pressed, the power within the radius is completely shut off, and Dark Genai's gone. But it's also too late for Daigo. But before he dies, he has a flashback of him and Maki as the original Digidestin, and then says, you know what? At least I was able to protect the future, and then he could die. With a smile on his face or whatever. But then Maki could sense this, and then she snapped out of her insane rambling and crap, but she can't really do much about it now because the police and Mei's father are surrounding her because they know exactly what she did and all that crap, and she's brought in. So now we cut to the final battle, everyone's getting their asses kicked, and more of the world begins to get turned to the digital world, all that crap. Meicoomon can turn into his holy mode or whatever that they were hinting at in the trailers, and Mei would ultimately overcome her own darkness. It kind of happened in the 5th movie, but it could happen here as well, giving us Raguelmon, not Raguelmon, Raguelmon. And then either that, Mei, or even Kari, or all three, work together and they free Ophanimon from the control of Yggdrasil, ejecting Yggdrasil out of the body and has no host. And at this point, the area they're fighting in is more digital, so it's able to portray an actual appearance, a literal tree. So everyone else just pools their energy together for one ultimate attack, and Yggdrasil is just vaporized. Done. It's dead. Jessamon says that the Digidestin and them did a good job, and the world slowly begins to turn to normal, balance, and all that crap, before it departs with Jessamon as its host, and then just fucks off. The 02 cast to return to the real world. They have their reunion with the original cast, specifically TK and Kari. Everything's all hunky-dory, and then we cut to some time later. Maki was not arrested as a result of all that happened because of evidence and the like, but now she has to deal with the fact that her actions involve the death of Daigo. She then opens her drawer and spots a pistol in there, and she's hesitant to grab it. Before she grabs it, Mei's father would show up, and he would say that the both of them have made terrible mistakes as a result of all of this, but as agents, they need to protect the future for the children's sake. Mei could stick around with the cast for the rest of the friggin' year, and then in the future she could just marry TK or Tai, it really doesn't matter. And the movie ends with the digital world being saved, or maybe a preview of the epilogue if you absolutely have to. So yeah, in this what if, it's very much possible that a lot could have changed if the option to purify Meicoomon was considered. And it's very much possible that the final movie could have this, but seeing how at the time of this video's release the 6th movie isn't out yet, I don't think they will purify Meicoomon. I don't know, we'll see what happens in a few days, but that was just my little what if. So yeah, what'd you guys think of it? Do you think it went on for a little too long? Do you guys agree with it? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know if you'd like to see more what ifs on this channel. Until then, I'm David Grimm, and thanks for watching.